Hello everyone, hope you're okay. Sorry it's been a while. I'm back with the next part of the BFG. I hope you're okay and enjoying the story so far. If you remember, last time we read, the BFG and Sophie were having breakfast with the Queen of England. But the BFG has got a big appetite, and all the breakfast that they served him, he just ate in one big go. So the butler has sent for more food. The Queen glanced upwards at him, frowning. Mr. Tibbs looked down at his toes and his lips moved in a silent prayer. That was only one titchy little bite. Is you having any more of this delunctious grubble in your cupboard, Magister? Tibbs, fetch the gentleman another dozen fried eggs and a dozen sausages. And off he went to find some more. Now the BFG lifted a huge jug and took a swallow. Oh, please, what? What is this horrible swig pill I is drinking here? Ugh. That is coffee, the Queen told him. Freshly roasted coffee. Ugh. It is filthsome. Where's the frob scuttle? The BFG cried out. The what? Delumptious fizzy frob scuttle, the BFG answered. Everyone must be drinking frob scuttle with their breakfast, Magister. Then we could all be whiz-popping happily together afterwards. What does he mean? The Queen said, frowning at Sophie. And what is whiz-popping? Sophie kept a very straight face. BFG, there's no frobscottle here, and whiz-popping is strictly forbidden. What? Cried the BFG. No frobscottle, no whiz-popping, no glumptious music, no boom boom boom? Absolutely not, Sophie told him firmly. If he wants to sing, please don't stop him, the Queen went on. Shall I send for the violin? Oh, no, Your Majesty. He's only joking, Sophie said. And a sly little smile crossed across the BFG's face. Listen, he said, peering down at Sophie below. If they isn't having any frobscottle here in the palace, I can go whiz-popping perfectly well without it, you know. If I was trying hard enough. No, Sophie cried out, don't. You're not to, I beg you please. Music, so very good for digestion, you know, the Queen said. When I'm up in Scotland, they play the bagpipes for me outside the window while I'm eating. Do you play something? Oh, I have, if I has Her Majesty's permission, the BFG cried out all at once, and he let fly with a whiz-popper that sounded as though a bomb had exploded in the room. The Queen jumped. Whoopee! That is better than bagpipes, is it not, Magister? It took the Queen a few seconds to get over the shock. I prefer the bagpipes, she said, but she couldn't stop herself from smiling a little. During the next 20 minutes, a whole relay of footmen were kept busy, hurrying back and forth, to and fro from the kitchen, carrying second helpings, third helpings, and fourth helpings, and fifth helpings of fried eggs and sausages for the ravenous BFG to eat up. When the BFG had consumed his 72nd fried egg, Mr. Tibbs sidled up to the Queen. He bent low from the waist and whispered in her ear, Chef sends his apologies, Your Majesty. He has no more eggs in the kitchen. What's wrong with the hens, then? The Queen said. Nothing's wrong with the hens, Your Majesty, Mr. Tibbs whispered. Well, then tell them to lay some more eggs, the Queen said, and she looked up at the BFG. Have some toast and some marmalade while you're waiting, she said to him. toast is finished too, ma'am, Mr. Tibbs whispered. And Chef says there's no more bread. Well, tell him to go and bake some more bread, the Queen said. While all this was going on, Sophie had been telling the Queen everything, absolutely everything about her visit to Giant Country. The Queen listened. She was appalled. When Sophie had finished, the Queen looked up at the BFG, who was sitting high up above her, and he was now eating a sponge cake. Big friendly giant, she said to him. Last night, those man-eating brutes came to England. Can you remember where they were the night before? The BFG put a whole round sponge cake into his mouth and chewed it slowly as he thought. Yes, Magister, I think I do. I remember when they said they was going the night before last, they was galloping off to Sweden for the sweet and sour taste. Fetch me a telephone, the Queen commanded, and Mr. Tibbs the butler placed the telephone instrument on the table. The Queen lifted up the handle receiver. Get me the King of Sweden, she said. Good morning. Is everything all right in Sweden? She said. Everything is terrible, the King of Sweden answered. There's panic in the capital. 2 nights ago, 26 of my loyal subjects disappeared. My whole country is in panic. Your 26 loyal subjects, they were all eaten by giants, the Queen said. Apparently, they do like the taste of Swedes. Why do they like the taste of Swedes? The King asked her. Because the Swedes of Sweden have a sweet and sour taste. So says the BFG anyway, the Queen said. I don't know what you're talking about, the King said, growing testy. It is hardly a joking matter when one's loyal subjects are being eaten up like popcorn. Well, yes, they have taken mine as well, the Queen said. Who is they? Who is they, for heaven's sake? The King asked. Giants, the Queen said. Look here, the King said. Are you quite feeling all right? It has been a rough morning, the Queen said. First, I had a horrid nightmare, and then the maid dropped my breakfast. And now I've got a giant on my piano. You need a doctor, and quick, the King said. It'll be all right, the Queen said. I must go now. Thanks for your help, sir. And she replaced the receiver of the telephone back down. Your BFG is quite right, the Queen said. I must go now. Thank you for your help. It's horrible. Those 9 man-eating brutes, they did go to Sweden, the Queen said to Sophie. You've got to stop them. Please stop them, Your Majesty, Sophie said. I'd like to make one more check before I call out the troops, the Queen said. And once more she looked up to the BFG, up there, eating donuts now, popping them into his mouth, 10 at a time, just like peas. Think hard, BFG. Where did those horrid giants say they were galloping off 3 nights ago? And the BFG thought long and hard. Oh, yes, I is remembering. Where? Oh, one was off to Baghdad. As they is galloping past my cave, Fleshlum Peter, he is waving his arms, shouting at me, I is off to Baghdad, and I is going to Baghdad, mum, every one of them 10 children as well. Once more the Queen lifted up the telephone receiver. Get me the Lord Mayor of Baghdad, she said, and if they don't have a Lord Mayor, get me the next best thing. And in 5 seconds flat, a voice on the other line. Here is the Sultan of Baghdad speaking, the voice said. Listen, Sultan, did anything unpleasant happen in your city 3 nights ago? Every night unpleasant things are happening in Baghdad. We are chopping off people's heads like you are chopping parsley. I have never chopped parsley in my life, the Queen said. I want to know if anyone has disappeared recently in Baghdad. Only my uncle, Caliph Harun of Rashid, the Sultan said. He disappeared from his bed 3 nights ago, together with his wife and 10 children. There you is. That's what I said, the BFG said, with his wonderful ears hearing exactly what the Sultan was saying on the phone. Flesh lump eater, he did that one. He went off to Baghdad and Mum and all the little kiddlies. The Queen put the phone back down. That proves it, she said, looking up at the BFG. Your story is apparently quite true. Summon to me the head of the army and the head of the Air Force immediately. And she will. And next time we will find out what the Queen is going to do to help all the children being eaten by the giants. Right, I gotta go to bed now. I will see you soon, I hope. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.